What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. Listen, man, I just wanted to get on here, share a few of my thoughts about this interview that Quad did with Carlosking, and nothing really surprised me that she said. What I will say is that I felt a little bit, just a little sliver of some feeling when Carlos was asking her questions about her friendship with Mariah and what she misses. Because I'm just going to be blunt about it. I feel that Quad just really X'd Mariah out of her life. And she did speak a little bit about how she and Mariah were friends. She was in a relationship with Mariah's cousin. And, honestly, she didn't go into any details. But what I feel is that Quad became a bit of a social climber. She was friends with Mariah. Mariah was married to Dr. Aiden. This helped her to get into the circles of meeting other people in the medical community. And she met Dr. G. They wound up getting connected, getting in a relationship, and he married her. It didn't work. It didn't last. They are divorced. And now he's on to his second wife. But I do believe that there is a possibility. I'm not saying that Mariah is perfect. That there is a possibility that Mariah may have said some things that hurt Quad's feelings, but in turn, you ice Mariah out and get other people on the bandwagon to ice her out of the show. So to have her sit down on the couch with Carlos and have a conversation about how she has been wronged, I couldn't feel any empathy for her. I just really couldn't. And she does what Quad does when she's asked a question. Of course, we don't really want to it's not really an interview if someone asks you a yes or no question and you just respond yes or no, or I don't know. Of course, we need some details and some depth, but Quad, she goes into these long drawn out responses, and then, she does the thing with Carlos where it's how do I put it? God, I don't want to sound offensive, but the queenie stuff. It's like the gay lingo, and even the gay guys have said this too. So I'm definitely not trying to be offensive when I say that, but she does a lot of that, and it just becomes tiring and old. But I mean, she did say about Phaedra, when Carlos asked about the man that she was supposedly dating, did you meet him? Did any of the other ladies meet him? And she said, well, no, none of us met him. I mean, we did see the picture of him that you all saw with the emoji on his head. But, someone at Bravo really loves Phaedra. They just really love her. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about her. Because nothing has changed about Phaedra. Phaedra's been a liar from the moment she came on our TV screens. Yeah, she may be good TV and entertaining. I'm not taking that away from her, but it doesn't take away from the fact that she has been a liar. She is. She's just a liar. And Quad is a deflector. She's someone that doesn't take accountability or responsibility. So to sit here and try to make it out that she is the victim in all of this and how it was just so rough when she went out to Napa Valley and sat down with all of the ladies and she was there to support Toya and all of these other things. It's just like you're playing the game. You're getting your check. You are doing this for not just for the show to have a great show, but to get your check. And I mean, all of them saw through it, whether it was rough, whether Heavenly is a true friend or not, whether she was being real at one moment and fake the next and saying later on, oh my God, I just watched the scene and I just feel so bad. I feel so sorry for Quad. Listen, Heavenly is not these ladies' real friends either. I'm not saying that she doesn't really admire and respect Dr. Jackie. I believe she does because they butted heads in the beginning when Heavenly came on the show too. But I just believe that Dr. Heavenly has a level of respect for Dr. Jackie that she doesn't have for pretty much anyone else there, because she talks crap about Dr. Simone and her husband. She's called Toya stupid and just, I mean, a number of different things that Heavenly has said and done. But this isn't about Heavenly. But I'm just saying, listening to this interview, it really was a lot. At one point, I thought about doing a reaction to the entirety of it, but it's an hour and a half interview and there's going to be a part 2. So when I initially saw that it was an hour and a half, I'm like, oh, well, this must be it. So to see that there's going to be a part 2, I was like, oh, Lord, there's more. But I get it. But the sad thing about Quad, because I don't hate her, she just gets on my nerves sometimes. And then I've just seen how she did things when it came to Mariah. And then her sitting there, the things that she has said about Dr. G and his new wife, and saying that she doesn't have a problem with her. But then she mentioned to Carlos, well, you know, when it comes down to some of the things that she said about me, what did she really say about her? The only thing that I can think of is before the show even aired, when they showed the clip of Letitia Lunsford showing the home that Quad used to reside in. It's not Quad's home. So when people say Quad's old house, Quad was married to Dr. G. That was his home. And yeah, at the time, it would have been their home. But when she left, it was not their home anymore. It was his home. And now the home is Letitia and Dr. Gregory Lunsford's home. So it's not Quad's old house. She just used to live there. Let's just be frank about it. And yeah, she has an amazing home now. Fine. That's fine. But, you know, she made the little comment about, you know, we had to make some changes around here, had to exercise some demons. Whatever. Whatever. As far as anything else, I haven't really heard much of anything that Letitia has said about Quad. It was a little bit cringeworthy when she was saying how, you know, Quad was right about some things when it came to Dr. Gregory. I was like, girl, don't talk to Heavenly about this. And definitely don't do this on camera, because it's just going to fuel that fire of Quad feeling like he'll never have another like her. And you're just you're just getting my sloppy seconds or whatever. I'm just saying it was something that I wish she didn't say. But I just believe in her naivete. That's just one of the things that came out. But sitting here, listening to this, I listened to the interview as I was working on some other things. I laughed at a few things, of course, you know. But a lot of it was just like, come on now. Quad, I feel that if she came on the show and maybe discuss some things about what's going on in her real life versus doing these queen-like drama scenes of her popping out of a casket and pretty much going down the line of ladies to ask them, do you have a problem with me and can we move forward, when these ladies have not really had a relationship with her or have any real communications with her or anything like that. And then this is how you present yourself back into their lives. It's just like, who really wants to put any more energy into connecting with you, even if they may have felt like there was some connection prior to. But she did say something that I just don't really believe. This is just my personal opinion. She said something about Dr. Simone and saying that Dr. Simone told her she's having an issue with Quad, with her, because she doesn't want to have an issue with Toya. That doesn't even make sense to me. As much as Toya and Dr. Simone have gotten into it over the years, going back and forth with each other, I do believe that they actually have a friendship, and they have had those tumultuous times in their friendship where they've gone back and forth with each other. But I didn't really believe Quad when she said that Dr. Simone told her that she's having an issue with her because she does not want to make Simone. I mean, she doesn't want to. Yeah, she doesn't want to make Simone doesn't want to make Toya upset. She doesn't want Toya to be upset with her because Dr. Simone doesn't strike me as the type that really gives a F what anyone thinks. Because even on that previous episode, when Dr. Simone, she wasn't really saying too much, but she was just trying to be cordial when Quad showed up. And then when Quad left, Toya, was saying to Dr. Simone and Letitia, like y'all looking like real fake to me right now with how you're interacting with Quad. And Simone was like, listen, I'm going to conduct myself the way that I want to conduct myself. And I will confront her at the time and place that I feel that it's appropriate. I'm not going to allow you to dictate to me how I need to act or behave or feel around or do whatever with Quad because I'm going to do it on my own terms. So with that being said, I don't really believe Quad when she says that. I'm not saying that it didn't happen because I don't have any proof that it didn't happen or that it did happen. I'm just saying, based on what we have seen of Dr. Simone and even the relationship that Dr. Simone and Toya have had, she doesn't strike me as that type of person. Dr. Simone is not Anila, okay? If you remember Anila being on the show, Anila was more kind of passive and whatever when it came to being around Toya. And she tried to in that last season that she was on, but I do believe that that was based on Quad's influence. And so I'm saying I don't believe Quad when it comes to her saying that Dr. Simone told her that I don't really have an issue with you, but I have to have an issue because of my relationship with Toya and I don't want her to be upset. Because even, I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. I don't. I hate to say that Quad is a liar, so I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying I don't believe that. I don't believe that to be the case. Now, when it comes to the things that she said about Phaedra, I believe absolutely everything when it comes to that, because Phaedra is definitely a proven liar. She has been a liar from the word go since she came on the scene on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I stand on that. I may like her at some points, and she may be entertaining, and she may have said some things that I agreed with or I laughed at or whatever, but that doesn't take away the fact that she has lied a lot, okay? So I'm sorry. I just don't believe Quad when it comes to that. The interview, of course, Carlos is getting those views. He's getting those interviews. Do your thing, whatever. We're going to talk about it. But I thought about doing a reaction to the interview, but I'm like, nah, you know what? I don't have 2.5 hours to spend to, one, listen to that, and to give my commentary and reaction to it as I'm listening to it. And then I don't think you guys really want to see me sitting there just rolling my eyes a lot. Okay. Because there was a lot of eye rolling as I was listening to this interview. But I digress. If you haven't listened to the interview yet, go and check it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section after you listen to the interview. And I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.